A planetary parade puts on a show right after sunset, Jupiter continues to dominate the night sky, and we explore the constellation Taurus. Let's take a look at what you can go out to see in the night sky for February of 2026. I'm Michael Martin, and this is Late Night Astronomy. This month's episode of The Night Sky is sponsored by Ouranos, and we begin February with the alignment of several planets right after sunset. What's popularly known in the news as a planetary parade occurs when most of the planets of our solar system, from our perspective, line up either right before sunrise or right after sunset for you to go out to see with the naked eye, a pair of binoculars, and a telescope. To see the parade of planets this month, go outside the last week of February about 15 to 30 minutes after sunset, and begin by looking towards the west. If your horizon is low enough, you'll want to start by finding the brightest but lowest planet to the horizon this month, Venus. Just up from Venus, you'll find the elusive Mercury. You might need to start with a pair of binoculars for Mercury, but as the sky continues to darken, it will become easier to spot. Moving up from Venus and Mercury will reveal the ringed planet Saturn, and right next to it, you'll need the sky to darken a bit more to see Neptune with a pair of binoculars or a telescope. Straight up near the moon on the evening of February 22nd and February 23rd, you'll need binoculars and a telescope to see Uranus. The planetary parade ends with the incredibly bright Jupiter, which we'll have a lot more on in just a bit. Let's move back a little closer to home by taking a look at our closest neighbor, the moon. We'll begin with its phases this February, starting with a full moon on February 1st, followed by a last quarter moon on the 9th, new moon on the 17th, and a first quarter moon February 24th. The moon also makes several close passes to other objects in the night sky this month, beginning with M44 on February 1st, Mercury on the 18th, Saturn on the 19th, M45 on the 23rd, Jupiter on the 27th, and M44 again on February 28th. In fact, the moon will get so close to Mercury on February 18th that for some of you who live in parts of Texas and Mexico, amongst other places, you might be able to see the moon in front of Mercury in an event known as an occultation. This view that we're looking at right now is from San Antonio, Texas, and it shows Mercury moving from behind the moon around 7:20 p.m. local time. One of my favorite websites to check and see if you can spot unique events like this that are specific to certain locations around the planet is called inthesky.org, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in the description below. Before we continue with our journey through the night sky, I'd like to take a moment to recognize this month's sponsor, Ouranos. Our time under the stars can be few and far between. Ouranos displays a detailed yet easy to understand nightly forecast up to 14 days in advance, allowing you to plan your observing sessions ahead of time. On the nights you plan to go out, it will display hour-by-hour cloud cover, scene conditions, and overall sky quality. For those of you doing deep sky observing and astrophotography, it will show you the hourly altitude of those objects, helping you choose the best time to observe each target, and even allowing you to share your images in the app for others to see. One thing I really enjoy using personally is the light pollution map that helps me locate the best dark skies near where I might be traveling. It's available as a free and premium version through the Apple App Store and Google Play. And be sure to take advantage of the 14-day free trial to unlock all of its features. And I'll be sure to leave a link to it in the description below. Along with the planetary parade that we mentioned earlier, there are some other unique opportunities and pairings of the planets that you'll be able to go out to see this February. Beginning with Saturn and Neptune. Saturn and Neptune will be close together on February 15th. The best time to see them will be about an hour after sunset in the west. Saturn will be visible to the naked eye, but you'll need a pair of binoculars to pick up Neptune. In fact, they'll be so close together this month that if you use a low-powered eyepiece, you should be able to see both of them in the same field of view. Let's move our attention now to Mercury. This is a difficult planet to spot due to how close it always is to the setting or rising sun. If you're making your first attempt at it with binoculars or a telescope, go outside about 30 minutes after sunset near the date of February 20th when it'll be highest in the west. As Mercury starts to make its way back towards the sun at the end of the month, Venus will begin to move higher into the sky, putting them in close proximity to one another on the evening of February 26th. The star of the night sky this month for the planets, or really probably anything else, continues to be Jupiter. We're just a month out from its closest pass to Earth, and you can go out to see it starting about an hour after sunset at a high altitude for some incredible views with the naked eye, binoculars, and especially a telescope. Begin by going out and finding it with just the naked eye. After that, move up to a pair of binoculars and see if you can spot some of its bright Galilean moons. Even with a pair of binoculars, you'll be able to track their movement from hour to hour and night to night as they dance around the planet. If you own a telescope, pump up the magnification to somewhere between 50 and 100 times to start to study the incredibly detailed cloud belts. You might even be able to catch the great red spot moving onto part of the planet facing Earth, depending on the day and time that you're out observing. Your best bet to go out and see a comet this month is one that you're going to need a telescope to see, but thankfully it's going to be viewed from the northern and southern hemisphere. This comet will begin to move above the horizon by the middle of the month, with your best shot to spot it with a telescope being towards the end of February, about an hour after sunset. If you're fortunate to live or visit in the southern hemisphere this month, your views will be much more favorable throughout the entire month to see this dim but impressive comet. After spending last month in the constellation Auriga, let's go outside about an hour and a half after sunset on a moonless night and look up until we come across the constellation Taurus. Situated between Orion, Auriga, and Perseus, let's begin by finding it with the naked eye. The most distinct aspect of this constellation is the V-shaped collection of stars known as the Hyades. Let's take out a pair of binoculars and see how this section of space comes to life at just 10 times magnification. Take your binoculars up to the less impressive but still interesting open cluster, Colander 65. Now let's move to a low-powered eyepiece and a telescope, like the 30mm that I have here that gives me about 50 times magnification. With this, we'll be able to fit 2 open clusters into the same field of view. You'll also find open cluster NGC 1746, and we can't forget about the Pleiades, which is a part of the constellation Taurus. We talked a good deal about this open cluster a few months ago, but I thought we would end this month on what continues to be one of my favorite targets this time of year to go out to view with binoculars and a low-powered eyepiece. Thanks for joining us on our journey through the night sky. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to this channel. But most importantly, let us know what you're hoping to get out to observe and image in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for your continued support, and clear skies from Late Night Astronomy.